Hello everyone, I'm the Baron, and today we're going to be making a sweet onion and mint pesto sauce. Now, this sauce is mainly going to be used on a lot of lamb. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you how to make the sauce now, and on another video, we're going to actually show you how to make lamb meatballs. So as with everything, I will provide a recipe plus a little bit of outside reference material. So if you want to go there, check and see some additional stuff, that's great. So I'm going to be doing essentially 3 videos. One's going to be on the sweet onion and mint sauce, lamb meatballs with the sauce on. And the next one, or the third one, is going to be actually a period recipe for, they didn't call it deviled eggs, they called it stuffed eggs, but it's the exact same thing as deviled eggs. So strangely enough, if you can do deviled eggs with a slight different variation, it's stuffed eggs and it is period, and you can serve it at events. So what we're going to do here is just go pretty much straight with the basics. I'm going to use a small blender. This makes life a lot easier. Now you can cut up the onions to a very fine and put them in later after everything's mixed if you want a little bit more texture and a little more crunchiness. For me, I like to have the onion flavor, but still have it as a complete thick pesto paste. So I'm going to pretty much mince everything together. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 1 onion. Now I'm going to use actually half an onion and 2 small scallions. So, which is a different version of an onion. Just gives it a little different flavor. Now, of course, you don't have to, because it might not change the flavor for you. So you might just want to use straight onions. You can use all scallions, you can use red onions, yellow onions, whichever ones that you like with your mint. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this up small, but not really small, because we're going to put it in a blender, but we want to make sure the blender can cut it up real well. Now, because of the fact that it's loud, I'm going to hopefully, mute while I'm blending so it doesn't kill your ears. So start here, just cut up some onions. Now from here, I'm going to add, and of course, everything is going to be towards taste. It's usually going to be about 1 onion. You're going to have 2 tablespoons of what I use is apple cinnamon vinegar, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. I actually like mine, I don't want to say a little bit on the sweeter side, but for this, I'm going to go straight with the recipe and just use just 1 tablespoon. If you want to, you can go 3. Remember, everything is to taste, and as everything, it's your taste. Okay. Most important thing too is always to have equal amounts of vinegar and sugar. So I have about 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going to go 2 heaping tablespoons of ginger, correction, of garlic, not ginger. With just a drizzle of oil. Now, each one of the blenders that you use might be a little bit different. Some will be easier to blend, some will be a little bit harder to blend, depends on the size and type of blender. So I'm going to mute it for right now and blend it and shake it up a lot to make sure that it starts to get mixed really well. All right, as you can tell, sorry, I've never tried muting before. A thing came up, I had to read it, didn't quite understand it. So I believe I'm still good. Make sure. Yes. Okay. Hopefully, if not, I got to redo all this over again. What's going to happen is you're going to have something that has a really thick consistency, almost kind of like a milkshake. Now, so we got onions first. We got garlic, vinegar, sugar, and a little bit of oil. It's going to get nice and thick. Now, this is where you want to add your other spices. So I'm going to go with straight salt and pepper. Or should I just get little packets? Because I'm still in a hotel room. Okay. Get it real quick. Hopefully it won't be too loud. All right. Now, this is where I, at the end, start adding mint. Okay. It is mint to flavor. So therefore, instead of just saying, all right, I'm gonna put this much mint in and put it in there, it could be overpowering. So you want to make sure that you start adding mint and then do a little test, add more mint, do a little taste test, add more mint until you get the mixture that you want. Now, the one nice thing is pretty much just stick the mint in, or you can chop it up first if you want, but with a blender, you really don't need to. So, as with everything, I know I'm going to need a lot of mint for this amount. Now, the interesting thing about this is I'm not a big mint fan. There's actually very few things that I like mint in, but I like this one. It's sweet, it has an oniony flavor, it also has mint that doesn't overpower. The other nice thing is when you add it to lamb, you can make the lamb just straight lamb, or you can put a lot of seasoning in it. And when you put this paste or pesto sauce on it, you can add the amount that you want that balances the flavor of the lamb. So that's the best part. You can put just a little bit on, or you can put a really big scoop on. It all depends on how you enjoy the flavor. Now, the other nice thing about it is the fact that you can also get it to the color that you want. So it's not just texture, but it's also color. So this is just one batch. No, definitely needs more mint still. And the other nice thing about this is the fact that once you get done, you should refrigerate it for at least 24 to 48 hours. Try not to use or keep it in your refrigerator longer than 5 days max. But if you let it sit 24, 48 hours, it also allows the flavors to blend. It's a lot more aromatic, everything like that. Now, if it starts to get too thick, what you can do is you can add a little bit more vinegar and sugar, or you can add a splash of water just to dilute it a bit. Hopefully you can see it's gotten even greener, which is good. Add just a splash of water. And like I said, I like mine a little sweeter, so I'm going to go back, add a little bit more sugar and apple cider vinegar. Definitely much better than my liking. I don't know if you can tell, but the longer you let it sit, the more you blend it, it's going to get a little bit more green. I'm going to blend it one more time, and then I'm going to let it sit 24 hours. Now remember, after you let it sit 24 hours, take another test, see if you like it. You can still change the flavor combination. Like, oh, you know what? I think it needs a little bit more salt. Or, you know what? Still needs a little bit more sugar. You can go back, put it back in the blender, mix it up again. At this point, like I said, from the initial test today to how the combined flavors are tomorrow can be different. And you can be like, hey, today's good, tomorrow's not that great. Or, well, today is not exactly the right mixture. I'll let it sit, and tomorrow it might blend out very nice. So you don't have to overdo it. The only time you do it is if you make it and then you're going to serve it right away. So I'm just putting it in a paper cup, and then I'll put it in the refrigerator. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I made yesterday. And as you can see, it's actually darker green than the one that I just made. So this is going to essentially get a little darker. It's going to blend more and everything like that. And for the one from yesterday, definitely a lot sweeter than the one I made today. And actually the amount of mint has actually gone down. And as you can see, I used more mint because it was darker. So when I check this one out tomorrow, it could be the fact that there's actually less mint. Or remember, if you get mint from different locations, fresher mint will be much better. Mint that's been in the store for a while or not fresh will have also less of a flavor. That's just the way things happen. But this to me has been, like I said, I was not a big mint fan. Might have it in a couple drinks. Beyond that, hate mint. Mint candy, hate it. Mint gum, hate it. I had a lamb slider, and they said, oh, it comes with mint sauce. And I'm like, oh, I'm not a, and I tried it, marvelous. And I'm like, well, if I have lamb, this is what I'm going to have with it every time. Kind of like I hate liver, but I can eat it with onions. So everyone has a different flavor profile. But this is one of the nice, easy, quick to make sauces that if you want to have, instead of just always chicken or always ham, and you have lamb, have this as a nice little sauce. And people might just go, oh my gosh, I need that recipe. And it's very simple, very easy. And if you're a mint fan, this is going to be even better. If you're not a mint fan, it can change you. So I want to thank you very much. And I'll go and sign off for right now. And we'll start ready for the next set of cooking of lamb. And then, of course, stuffed eggs. So thank you very much. Have a good night.